I, I haven't seen y'all in a minute, but it's so good to see you. So good to see you. Yes, you are looking at Nadine Slaughter, transformational speaker, published author of Little Girl Be Healed and Happy. Are you all having a great day? I hope so. I really have to talk to you today about customer service when you're out serving the public, okay? Because probably since I was, I know it's been over 20, 30 years. Uh, no, I'm going to take that back. I got to say, it goes all the way back to when I was 14. That's 50 years. Out serving the public. Now, you know, it's so important that you're a happy person and that you're a joyful person because when you are that, then you can exude that when you come outside of your house to serve people. A lot of times, we are thinking that, you know what, I'm just doing this because I get paid for it. Actually, that's not good enough, y'all. Let's think about it. When you come to say, I'm going to give you an example of, I'm going to say cashiering because that's the last corporate job that I did, the last corporate role that I played that I really never really wanted to stay in. But I had compassion for people. And it is nothing like coming up to get your groceries rung up to a cashier that's smiling, that's happy, that's checking on you. Let's work on that. Let's work on that. Okay, so my specialty is serving in excellence. And that comes because of the love of God that's inside of me. And it's important to have that. Because when you have the love of God inside of you and you have peace, then people are going to see it on your face when they come to be served by you. And I'm just not talking about a cashier's position. I'm just using it as an example because I can remember all the way back when I started working for McDonald's. I was probably 19 years old. And they used to always tell us, smile, welcome the customer. Say, hi, how can I help you today? And you know what? That experience really helped me a whole lot when it came to the jobs that I did over the years in serving the public because it's all about treating people how you want to be treated. And I know sometimes you are having a rough time. And I know sometimes that, hey, maybe you need somebody to check on you when they come to you to be served. But I tell you what, just keep in mind that the world needs your smile and your joy. And when it comes to serving people, treat them amazing because trust me and believe, I did serve people for many years in Publix. I am now retired from the corporate world to walk in my purpose as a transformational speaker and author. Okay. And so, you know, I'm just happy that I had an opportunity to serve in that capacity. But God had a greater call in my life than punching that time clock. Now, while I was there, I just had to pray through each day. Sometimes when I wasn't feeling my best, or sometimes when I was going through a hard time. But I still had to keep remembering that these people deserve a smile and they deserve happy. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be consulting in the area of customer service. My specialty is making a great, quick rapport with the person in front of you. Now, a lot of times you want to call these people customers when these people are just your sister and your brothers, especially if you in Christ, okay? So you have to see them like that. And not so much as a title because everyone deserves respect. And that's all it boils down to. Is just respecting the person that's in front of you. But now, first of all, before you leave your house, you come out and you respect that person in the mirror. Put on that smile, put on their joy, put on an attitude of gratitude so that when you come out, you're feeling great and you are giving great service to people. Now, one thing that I I can respect people's titles, but at the same time, it goes a little further than that for me. I respect people because they are human, just like I am. Okay, and when it comes to people having titles, um, a lot of times that comes with people, feeling like they deserve this or that, and what you should. You deserve to have somebody smile at you and welcome you for coming in, because it's not about you getting paid to do a job. It really isn't. It's about more, for me at least as a Christian, is to make sure that God gets the glory out of my conversations, out of how I behave, out of how I show up, even for myself. And so when you look at it that way, you won't have this attitude about people thinking that they're entitled. Because in actuality, in reality, we are all entitled to have the best service, period. Okay? It's all about excellence. When I worked for the corporate world, they had a culture, they had an expectation. And for me, my expectations were going to always be higher than that, because I had to give an account to God. Okay? So if you look at it like that, and especially if you are calling yourself a Christian, if you look at it like, you know what? I serve higher than humans expect me to. Why? Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that God is pleased with your life. Okay? So on a practical basis, when I'm out serving people, sometimes people are going through things. Sometimes I'm going through things. So the biggest thing that I can do is put my feelings to the side, okay? And know that, hey, whatever is going on in my life, and even whatever is going on in their life, it's always temporary. But a lot of times people don't see it that way. So when we get out serving people, when they approach us and they see happy and they see joy, I tell you what, and they have an experience that day that, it really blesses them and helps make their day. It really does. It really does. It helps make a person's day. And then it also helps make your day, because when I was in the cashier role, which was a role that I really didn't like, because I'm a mover. I got a lot of energy. I like to move around. And then when I felt like I was standing at the cashier's position, that I couldn't go far. And I felt like sort of I was in jail. And I have a hard time standing still. But I had to stay focused on making sure that I was where I was supposed to be. And it took me some years. I'm telling you, it took me some years. Because part of it was because, hey, I wanted to do my own thing and I was just being selfish. You can say it is a lack of care. But I still made sure that, hey, I met them at that cash wrap when I saw them going there. I used to get in trouble. They'd be like, Nadine, where are you at? Or, hey, you know what? You got a customer there. And I'd be like, oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry. Let me get over here and serve you well. Okay. So, it took God to tell me, daughter, all I want you to do is bring the joy out and check on my people. He did. He spoke to me. He speaks to me like that. Daughter, I just want for you to check on my people, to make sure that they're all right. Now, when you're working for corporations, there are certain language, verbal things that they want you to say to people. Like, did you find everything okay? To me, that was fine, except that wasn't good enough for me, because I knew what came with that. I knew as soon as I asked people, did you find everything okay? That was going to set me up for a story. Now, what worked for me was to say, how are you doing today? Is everything all right? And I tell you what, no matter what a person was going through, they felt the love and they felt the compassion, that they weren't only being asked this basic question, but they really, really felt like somebody cared about them. And that's what's important, is that you reach a person mentally when you're connecting with them. And no matter what you're doing, people want to know, does anybody care about me? Because sometimes they don't care about themselves. And then they need to be affirmed. And so when they come out where you are, man, it blesses people. It opens them right up to know that somebody cares about me. And that, I tell you what, it blesses people, makes their day. And they're going to want to come back where you are. They are. I experienced this so much when I was working as a cashier at the grocery store for the last almost 12 years. I started off in as a cashier part-time. And then that wasn't good enough for me because I wanted to get up and move around. So then I started in positions where I was not micromanaged. Okay. Then I started facilitating. And then when COVID came, that facilitation position was, it was taken away. Okay. And that really hurt my heart because I'm a speaker. And I love being in front of people. I got to admit it. I love the attention. Love it. Because I knew that if I'm speaking or even at the cash wrap, that the focus is on me. And really all I was doing was making sure that God saw, that the people saw God in me. Okay? And so it would give me a lot of joy when people would come where I was, because you know what? That helped me forget maybe a hard time that I may have been going through. So when I could focus on checking on someone else and say, hey, you doing all right today? How's the family doing? And not just a basic question, which is part of the culture and a part of the verbiage that they want you, the verbiage that they, the companies want you to use. It was a little deeper than that for me. For me, it was like, are you all right? You good? And then what you getting ready to do with this recipe? Man, and that really was so cool to me because I was listening to people's recipes, listening to people's stories about good, positive things and happy things. Even sometimes when people were going through like maybe grief, or if they were maybe even going through cancer, they just had a death in the family or whatever. That still blessed them when I checked on them. You see what I'm saying? So while you're out serving people, make sure that you're kind to people. Are you going to get people that's going to, have a bad attitude and snap at you sometimes? Absolutely. That's a given because you're dealing with human emotions. Okay. So for me, it took me to just stay prayed up and just say, hey, God, help me to be that light. And you would be so surprised how many people you could bless by your smile and your happy. I'm talking about serving in excellence. And I'm not just talking about serving just to be a role model or just to be the best according to the standard or the culture of the corporation that you are dealing with or you are working for. Okay? To me, when you are serving with the love of God, you just really, really, really can penetrate the hearts of people. And they want to come back to shop where you are. They want to come back to get that excellent service. I mean, I had people standing in long lines, not wanting to leave my line because of that joy that exuded out of me and that happy. And sometimes I'd be singing at the cash register a little bit. And it was just a ripple effect. And sometimes people would, they say, I was looking for you. A lot of times people did, especially in the last store that I worked in for about 2 years or so. People would be looking for me. They would tell me when I came back from being off, they say, where you been? I said, I was off. I had to take a day off. I got to take a day off. But I'm here now. Tell me what's popping. What's going on? You all right today? And just bringing up the groceries, just serving in excellence. And I wasn't so concerned about what my review would be. All I had to do was focus on one thing, simple one thing, and it took God to help me, you know, realize that this can be simple. All you got to do is check on people. That's what he told me. During the pandemic, when this world was turned upside down, there was so much bitterness and trauma coming through people because yes, there was a panic. And it was difficult for all of us. It was difficult for me, but I had to attach God's super on my natural ability. And I'm saying this from a Christian's standpoint because when you are mature in the things of God, it's not as hard, but it takes a lot of work. So it's like every person that's in front of you, that's what you focus on. Just one person at a time that's in front of you. Okay? And you're talking to them and you're getting eye contact and you're smiling and you're letting them know that you understand. Then the sky's the limit. They're going to always want to come back. They're going to be loyal to that place because of you, because of your happy and because of your smile. And so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start consulting in corporations. My specialty, again, is when it comes to gaining a quick rapport with people that really, 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 it really makes them want to come back because I'm asking them how they're doing and I'm touching their emotions. Okay. I'm not playing on their emotions. I'm touching their emotions. In other words, letting them know that, you know what? I'm glad that you're here. Okay? And first of all, I'm really glad that I am alive to be here, to be able to serve you because when people will always ask me when they came through the grocery line, Nadine, how you doing? My answer was always blessed. Why? Because I am blessed. And that's another thing. When you start having an attitude of gratitude, that's going to help you get through your day at a higher peak, at a greater level, where you're going to feel so good throughout the day because you're thankful for some of the things that God brought you through. And then when people, come into your space, they're going to feel that happy and that peace and that gratitude. And let me tell you, that is so contagious. And that's what we want. We want people to be I'm going to say influenced by our level of energy and our happy. Okay. So this is what that looks like. I'm just really explaining what it looks like and giving you some examples so that you can maybe put these things into practice because there's no need of you being miserable while you're here in the land of the living. So why not make it great? Why not? A lot of people didn't make it today. A lot of people have conditions where they can't even get up and walk, maybe even talk. But you are here because you're watching this video. And I hope that it's going to bless you because it is so necessary that you just stay thankful. Will you do it all the time? No, but for the most part, you got to remind yourself that, hey, you're here for a purpose and God has a plan for your life. And then find out what that is. So now when you're out in public serving people, people will do things for you that you never would ever expect. Let me give you some examples. When I was serving people, I get gifts all the time. I mean, gifts. I'm not talking about tips. I'm talking about people showing me that they appreciated what I did and how I served them. Because again, you never know what people are going through. Do they know what you're going through? No. But sometimes if you're not, having a great day, if you're not smiling, it's okay to say to people, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time, but I really appreciate you hanging out with me and, let me serve you. I'm going to be all right. And then you put that smile on through it. And then know that, hey, God has got your back. Whatever is going on in your life, he's going to take care of that for you. So you can still smile and you can still bring that joy out so that people will want to come back to wherever you work. They're going to want to find you. They used to do it to me all the time. And I mean, I left the corporate world January 31st. And when I go back to where I worked before, they always say, Nadine, people come in here asking about you all the time. You know, when I first retired January 31st, I got a few texts and a few phone calls from my coworkers saying, hey, Nadine, people knew you were retiring, but they didn't know you were leaving so early, so they left a gift for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's not confirmation that you have made a great connection with people, I don't know what is. So when you're out serving people, give it better than your best. And how you going to do that? Me, I pray a lot. And I say, God, you know what? I need for you to help me with this. But for the most part, I grew up happy. And if you didn't grow up happy, I'm going to say a prayer for you. Okay? But you can find out, read the Word of God. Read the Word of God. And that's where a lot of my joy and peace comes from. And the reward for serving people well is priceless. It's not you're doing it to get something. It's just that people deserve good quality service. People deserve a smile. People like yourself, you deserve a smile and how you doing? You all right today? You deserve that when you're out serving and being served. So it's a what do they call it? This term, reciprocation. Okay. So now let's go to the other side. When you are being served, why not approach the person that's serving you with a smile and check on them? This world will be such a better place when we get out of how we feel and then give the joy and the peace, right? So when you're approaching people that are serving you, how about you check on them and say, hi, you know what? It's so good to see you today. I'm happy that you're here. And how are you doing today? Because I do that a lot when I am approaching people that are serving me. Are you doing all right today? Are you having a great day? Come on, it's a reciprocation. It's a back and forth. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of energy. But you make sure that you go to bed at night, and so you're not so drugged down and, serving with a bad attitude. Okay? I'm telling you it works. So I am just here to just inspire for you all that when you're out serving people, make sure you're smiling. Make sure that you're just saying simple things, like just having a quick little general conversation, because, you don't want to get into long conversations, especially if you're bringing people up, but you do want to check on them and let them know that, hey, I care about you and I'm glad that you're here. And I hope that you come back and see me, and I'm going to take good care of you. And so is my team that are around me, because what I do is this. I inspire the whole team. That's just my nature, is to inspire the team to, hey, smile, show up well, put your happy on. Even, honey, if you got to put some lipstick on, okay, to boost your confidence, because sometimes there's a lack of confidence on our part. And that goes, again, both people, the person you're serving and you serving, right? So it's a two-way street. And it's really, not that difficult. Don't make it so hard on yourself to give a person the great service that they're worthy of. Give them what you would like. Be who you want. If you want for people to serve you well, then you have to give that, because you're going to reap what you sow. But what made my days happy and joyful I mean, through all out the day, when I was counting the time clock, I just remember just one person at a time that's in front of you. And then I tell you what, your days will go so much better. And this world is lacking great, amazing, excellent customer service these days. And we just really need to work on that, okay? You know what? Start your day off with prayer and ask God to help you because it works. And then you show up well for you first. And then when you come in that door, bring your happy, bring your peace, bring your joy, and give people what you want. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what? I just had to come in and talk about that because that is so crucial these days. There is such a lack of respect and just, you know, loyalty and, you know, honoring people. But you won't get that if you don't give it. So just think about this. One person at a time that comes in front of you. Try it. Just try it. It will become a good habit for you to just try each person that's in front of you. I mean, even if it's your kids, even if it's your parents, you know, then that alone, you're going out serving. And do you get paid? You do get a paycheck. Do you ever get paid what you're worth? No. And you probably won't unless you are walking in your purpose and you sometimes are just, you know, working for the kingdom. But still you're working for the kingdom at a job. And a lot of times, well, shoot, I needed a job because I needed the discipline and I needed to have somewhere to go. But as soon as I found out my purpose, and this was over a course of the years, then the purpose gave me room, which is the gift gave me room to come off the job. Okay? Because I put my time in 50 years. I may have not worked for a couple months out of those 50 years, but I can't think of a time when I was off work, not even a solid 6 months. I was always out serving, okay? Because that's what we do, okay? Do you get a paycheck? Absolutely. But a lot of times you get such a habit of getting a paycheck and it's not serving you well, that sometimes will cause you not to serve people well. But just remember that it's only temporary. And if it's really a position or a job that you don't like, then get into a job, a position that you will love and you enjoy and that you're happy at. Because it's going to take a toll on you. It's going to stress you the heck out. And then it's going to stress people out that's around you. And there's no need for you to live like that. God wants you free and happy. So when you're out serving people, make sure it's in a position that you like. And then remember that it's only temporary. And if you really, really, really don't like it, then move on to something different because life has so much to offer. So I want to inspire you all today that when you're out serving people, make sure that you bring the happy, make sure you bring the joy, make sure you give them what you want. And then your life will be way, way better, my darlings. Yes, it will. So, hey, I am Nadine Slaughter, transformational speaker, author of Little Girl Be Healed and Happy. And I want to inspire you all to serve you first with kindness, serve you with joy, with peace, serve you with happiness, and then you give that to the people that you're around outside of your house. Okay? I want you all to have a blessed day. And I am so happy to be here on YouTube again. I'm going to be bringing more content. We're going to be talking about customer service, and we're going to be talking about some other things today. But I really, really, really wanted to come in and talk to you all about how are we serving people when we're out here in the corporate world and just in general. But especially when you said to this company, you know what? I came to be an asset. And I'm going to not only prove that to myself, but I'm going to show you that you did hire the right person. So I wish for you all blessings and peace. And make sure that you put a question in the comments after this video post, because I'm not coming, I haven't been coming to YouTube often enough. But I'm going to start coming on some days and some times. I'm going to keep you all posted. Go to my Facebook page at Nadine Slaughter and make sure that you friend me, because I'm going to be giving announcements about the days and the times that I'll be coming on YouTube. And it's going to be way more consistent because I am now an entrepreneur. I'm working for myself and for the kingdom, child, so that I can bless you all with some inspiration to make sure that you are operating at your greatness, at your peak, and in your core, so that you can be all that God created you to be. And then make sure you like and share and subscribe to my channel, okay? Because this is not just for you. There's so many people who need to hear what I'm saying, especially about serving people. And I'm talking about customer service. I'm talking about while you're out there serving people in whatever capacity and making your day great. So I'm going to see you all next time. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and that you go to my YouTube page at Nadine Slaughter, because I do a lot of live videos there. But I came on specially just to talk to my YouTube family because I miss you all. And I love you. And you're going to see me more often. I'm going to be sharing things about customer service. I'm going to be sharing things about relationships, about femininity, about healing the little girls and the little boys. But this time, my main subject is customer service. So you all serve well. I love you, and I will see you soon. Peace and blessings.